Hi from the other side, it's Alisa, and I'm here to tell you why you need a realtor whenever you purchase new construction. A lot of people don't realize this. They think that since it's new, it must be great and perfect, but it's not. And I wouldn't normally make this video, but I'm actually out here today on the last day of the quarter. I've got several units that are closing and I'm doing the walkthroughs for some of those homeowners. So I just wanted to point out a few things that you can miss, and that's why you need to hire an expert, because as your representative, we not only help you through the contract process, but throughout the entire process as you are signing your contracts, as you're needing updates on delivery dates with today's shortages. All the delivery dates seem to be running short. So we help keep you up to date with that so that you can plan accordingly, and you're not scheduling a mover for the date that's on the contract and boom, surprise, it's going to be 3 months late. So we help you with that, but then we also are your representative and your advocate to get certain punch items completed. We do the walkthrough for you or with you if you are here in town, and we help communicate with customer care to help make sure everything gets resolved. So I just wanted to take a couple minutes today to show you a few examples of things that you might miss, to look for in your own walkthrough, and to also show why you need a realtor.
Okay, so here we are. It's the last day of the quarter, and this lovely building is closing today. I would guess, based on my past experience, probably 70% of these homeowners are not here, which is good because it could be less stressful as long as you've got a good representative. In my 6 years with Lennar, I did a million walkthroughs. I know what to look for, and so I want to show you a few things specifically that some of the owners might not have noticed. But just to give you an idea, 320, you still have all these workers out here, right? So conceivably many of these people have already signed and sent their money, and this is what it looks like, which is fine. Don't take that to mean that this stuff isn't going to get done. It is going to get done, and I'm sure they're going to work through the night and get all of this stuff complete. So come tomorrow, it's going to be a totally different story. So this is not a dig on the construction process or any of the trades, because everybody works super hard, and if they say they're going to get it done, they will get it done. So don't freak out and don't let this deter you. I just want to show you a few things that you could be aware of. So obviously right here, first thing you notice, this paint is all messed up, and that's because they had to retexture this. So that obvious. If you're the homeowner, you're going to notice that, and that's great. Right here, you may or may not have noticed that this stucco is a little crazy. So they work within certain guidelines, because it's supposed to be like that. It's supposed to be textured. A huge smooth spot like that shouldn't be. So, and again, I'm only pointing out the big things that you might not notice. So the bedrooms are not going to have lights in here, right? So what does that mean? We got to depend on the sunlight, the natural sunlight. Well, if you're just walking through here, or if you did the walk before they took off the paper, you might not notice there's some paint here, and there's a dirty spot there and there. So, you know, these are things that you have to catch and notate before you close, or else who's to say if you did it after you closed or if it was like that before you closed. Another thing, lots and lots and lots and lots and lots of people don't notice this. Sorry. This paint is missing, right? So probably on the video, it looks like it's there, right? So it looks like you've got the crisscross, but that crisscross, the line that you see here is on the outside. Here, maybe that shows. See how there's a gap? So it's missing that paint. So that's something that could easily be missed. Also, sometimes when they install the windows, you could have like a little fracture, a little crack up at the top, and people don't pull up the blinds and look for that. So that's just a few things. Like here, you can tell, you probably wouldn't know, they probably replaced these doors. So see how there's all this dirt here and it's a different color. So when the doors are delivered, they're white. And it's very easy if you're in a hurry to think, oh, okay, it's white, let's go. Well, these need to be repainted, right? So you can see not only from the smudges, but it's also not the semi-gloss. take a look in here. So the cleaners haven't come through this unit, and I know that it's gonna look totally different when they do, and they're making their ways around. So don't think that this is a final delivered product, but just a few other things to note. So like here, you see how this grout is missing? You would probably notice that, right? But would you notice this? There's a little bit of grout right there, and then it needs the caulk right there, right? So that's important in wet areas, because if the water spills over, you want to make sure that it's protected so that you're not going to run into any water damage down the road. So here we are in the master. So at a glance, if you're just running through here, you think, yep, looks good. My bed's going to go over there. It's all going to be great. So I'm going to open up the blinds. And so this is all fine. This is probably something you wouldn't notice until you moved in, right? So they cut that hole a bit too wide, and so it needs a little bit of drywall repair. Things like this, see how smooth that is? So you can point out these things, and then they go in and they retexture it so it matches this other texture. Sometimes I've seen where they accidentally only installed this. So this one has all of your linen shelves. Sometimes they only put it on the first one, and you gotta make note that, hey, no, we're missing some shelves there. So that's one thing to look for. But again, here, see this? So we need some caulk there. All these shavings are because they literally just installed these cabinet pools, which is good. One thing I would say 9 out of 10 people would not notice is pop quiz. Anybody? There's no soap dish in here. So unless they changed the floor plan, which they could have, it should have a soap dish. So here's the den. The dens are always hard because there's no light. There's no windows, you know, so the dens of these interior units are hard. So that's when you use the flashlight on your phone and go to town. But that one looks good. I already walked it earlier. One common place is under here. So you see how they put in the trim there? Sometimes they forget to go back and finish that and caulk it. So that's a great place to check. And then here, I already popped it back into place, but like this wasn't incorrectly, so I went ahead and fixed it. But like, see, this needs to be cleaned off. That's a little dirt dauber, so cleaners may or may not notice that. So, you know, that's something where if we were your representative, we would note that. The dishwasher here, okay, so that looks great. You come in here, all the appliances are here, but did you check them? Most people don't. And so see how there was damage to this little cabinet right there whenever they put it in. And this needs to be run and connected. So you may or may not notice that. Another thing that gets missed a lot is the water line. Is that water line hooked up? And does it work? So that's something where people don't figure that out till a few months down the road. So here in the in the pantry, that all looks good. My hands are full with this phone, so I can't do it now, but I did test all the windows, and this one, see how hard it is to open? It is like that the first few times, so that's to be expected. But this side sits higher than this one, so it's difficult. See, I'm pulling on that. So that needs to be adjusted. And that also is something you wouldn't notice until you've closed, and now it's gonna become a customer care concern. out here to the lanai. You get in, you're all excited. Here's my view. It looks gorgeous. I'm ready to close. Let's go celebrate at the pool bar. No, let's look around. So, see how we've got these white spatters here and there. Let me tell you, you want to get this part, the lanais, repainted before you move in, or else it's a real pain because you can't walk in and out and you got to move your stuff. But look, I would say 9.5 people out of 10 would miss this. Sorry, it's hard to see. See how this is jagged and it's not painted. So who would have noticed that? Raise your hand. So those are just a few things that you need to be aware of for you, yourself, or if you have a friend you walk through or whatever. But those are some great reasons why you would hire us to be your representative. So although it is new construction, we do take it all the way. And we also have an in-house customer care person with us internally that works very closely with Lennar's warranty department to ensure that all of this stuff gets fixed. So that's the biggest complaint I heard whenever I was on-site sales for Lennar, was there were so many punch items, and Lennar does a great job to make sure that they get done, but there's trades that have to come in and out, and maybe you're out of town and you can't let them in, or you don't want them to come in without you there, or whatever the case may be. That's why having us as your representative is huge. And newsflash, it costs you nothing. It doesn't affect your purchase price of the home. They pay realtors out of their marketing budget. So those are just a few reasons why you should consider using us as your representative next time you purchase a new home. You know the drill. We've got 3 little kids to feed, and they all need new shoes because it's back to school time. So be sure you call either Joe or myself. I'm a former on-site sales agent for Lennar here at Heritage Landing, and we know all the ins and outs of the community. We're also owners. So whether it's Heritage Landing or some other community here in Southwest Florida, give us a call and we can discuss all of your questions. And don't forget to like and subscribe to this channel so that you get all of the updated listings as they become available.